Hello everyone, and in this video we are going to discuss about enums in Laravel. So that how can we create enums and use it. So I will use an example of the post. So when we create the post should be either in draft or published or scheduled. So let's create an enum post. So we will write PHP artisan make enum, and what should be the name of the enum? So that will be status. What is the status of the post, and whether it will be integer or string or whatever. So I will just write here string because our enum will be string. So string, and we have created a new status file here. That is our enum. So now let's define our enum. So here I will write draft is equal to draft, and the second case will be published. So published, and the third case will be scheduled or scheduled. So scheduled, you can create more cases as well, unpublish, disable, etc. So now this is our enum. So how can we use it? So let's go to the HTTP controllers backend and post admin post controller. So let's check it in the index function here. So here if I try and dump it, and we can say status, and let's use dropped. So dropped, and we need to import this class. So import the class, and now let's check it in the browser. So if I change the URL, so now you can see the value is dropped. And here if I write published, and now let's check it again, you can see published. So we can access our enum successfully. Now let's remove this and use it here in this store method. So here we will validate our enum when we submit our form. So how can we do that? So here we will write after this category, let's write status, and in the status we will say required, and it should be what should be the role of this enum. So role, and this will be the enum role. So enum, and which enum? So the enum is status class. So we don't have to define it here manually each value and passing the array. We can do that, but we don't want to do that because wherever we use our this enumeration, and if we change it, let's say if we add another case, then we will have to change it here and in other places if we use it. So this is the best way. So status class, and it will get this enumeration. Okay, so now let's go to our post. So if I go to the post create, so currently we have title, category ID, and body, but we don't have status. So let's create that. So for that, we will go to resources, use and backend, post, and create. So let's create a new one here before the body. So let me copy something from this select. So let's copy this and here let's paste it. So we have our select here and the label here. So let's clear it a bit. So for the label, we will write status. So here the name will be status, and the ID will be status as well. And for this loop, we need to import our enum here. So how can we do that? So I will use the PHP, add PHP, and end PHP. So use app and the status. And now here in categories, what we can do is we will say status, not dollar. So status and cases. So the cases of the status class. So what will be that? Is a dollar status. So we will loop through all of those cases from our status enumeration. And let's for the value, you write status. And for the name, what should we do that? Let's remove this for now. And here, we'll write status. And here we'll say status for errors. So now the categories, okay, this is separate. So for our input field, we have the label status and we loop through our enum is the option. So now let's check it here. And we have an error independent constant status. Okay, this will be a string. So now let's check it again. This is okay. So this is a method. Where it is? Yeah. So this case is a method. I forgot the parenthesis. And yeah, this is also a string, not a variable. So now let's check it again. And now you can see all of the three options. So let's submit it and you can see the error for all of the fields. So now let's submit. So testing, let the AC and we will do it empty and testing the body. So now you can see we have this. So we have successfully did this. So now the last step is to modify our migration. So currently in our migration, we don't have our field status. So we need to create that status in the table, and then we will do that. So let's say PHP artisan make migration, and yes, add status column to post table, and this will be S with post because the name of the table is with this. Now if we go to the database migrations, and we have that column. So now let's add this. So here we will say $table and enum. So we are creating an enumeration. And what will be the name of that? So that will be status. And here again we can provide an array and write here draft and all of those values, but I don't want to do that. So first we need to get our enumeration and convert it into array. So how can we do that? So let's define a variable. So status cases is equal to, and let's change this to an array. So array column, and now status cases. And we will provide the column key that will be the value. So now we are getting our status cases, converting it into array and storing it in this variable. So we will provide that one here. So dollar status cases, and if we don't define, the first value will be a default value, but here we need to, I will define. So let's say default. So how will we define that? So default and status, and let's say our default value will be draft. So draft, and this will be the value. So get the value of the draft. So here this draft is the case, and we are getting this value here. So this will be the default value. Okay. So now let's migrate again. So if I migrate PHP artisan migrate fresh with seeding, so you can just do a simple migration, but I will just do migration with seeding everything again. Okay, so we got an error, status not different. So let's import this class here and run it again. Again, we have some problem. Okay, so we have spelling mistake with the double S, and let's go again. And now this time it's successful. And now the migration has been created successfully. So if we go to the admin, so PHP my admin, and my first project, and here to the post. Now the status has been created and default value for all of them is draft. Okay, so now let's create a post. So testing CS and select value. So let's say publish this time and submit. So the post has been created successfully, and now let's check it in the database. And now you can see testing, and this has been created. But we are not getting the draft value. So we have set it to published, but still we are getting the draft value. So we need to change it here in the post model. Here it is, models, post. Status. And now let's create the post again. So here I will write testing again and published, and this time testing again and again. And now let's create the post. Post has been created successfully. And now let's refresh. And you can see testing again. And now this time with the value published. So in this way you can create enums and use it in Laravel. So that's all for this video now, and see you in the next video.